even
No,
as a
no, no.
subcontract.
No, I mean, you can go to the Dell website and buy it, you know?
Yeah, but we can't.
Sure you can.
Maintaining the following
Town?
device
I think you can.
on productivity software, we do have a volume license, but
Mhm.
the upgrades, unless we have software assurance, we do the upgrades.
I'm sitting here.
2007,
That cost you, Jeff.
2010, we will be slipping. So that's a gotcha there too.
Well, it would seem to me, you buy and maintain open license from Microsoft, and you get all your updates, you know, as they progress, and,
You don't, I checked with the software distributor,
Mhm.
He said that the volume license, there's no upgrade path to new version unless you have software assurance.
yeah. Okay, and we're not buying the software insurance with it, okay.
That's what was taken out over here. That's part of the largest TAN.
Where is that?
All the
TAN
tan
software
section
assurance.
says software assurance, software assurance, software assurance.
Oh, okay.
That was about, depending on how many computers you were, there was a one year you paid twice, 2 years, and then afterwards it was annually, depending how many you had, was either $11,000 or $19,000 a year.
Dick,
Yes.
That's just a comment, I know in software packages, when I buy it, when I bought an upgrade, the $100 deal was used just for home office students.
No, no,
Okay,
no.
I didn't know.
I just quoted this today, a system.
And then the only other question I had, on some of the PCs that we're replacing, are all of them, have new flat screen monitors, or some of them old two monitors?
Most of them are the old CRT tube monitors. We started replacements for that last year. That'll be a gradual process, just unless we have some.
So, yes, if you're gonna replace a monitor, you know, get rid of a CRT and put a flat panel on, then obviously there's an additional charge. That's why I asked you what was included in that price. But even at that, it's still,
Just Greg, given what you reminded me of, that $1,500 probably include the monitor for
okay.
It would be wise if we could do it together.
So in terms of replacement plan, right? You're recommending 20. We have 101,
101, depending how you count, we have some.
of which we acquired a large number of them in what time frame? Past couple of years, right? Yes.
Yes,
The initial ones are over 5 years old, I would
right,
guess.
so we had some, in late '84, we had 10, and we purchased about 40 in 2005, and in 2007, there's another 40, and there was a handful of the other 10.
And then the Munis just added to the, yeah. Okay.
So about 60% of the fleet is aged out. These still very serviceable, they work. They may work a long time, but maybe they won't be as compatible with newer.
Greg, wouldn't we put this item in a capital,
Which one?
the computer replacements?
Yes. Absolutely, that's where it should be. If it's 20 computers at $1,300 a piece, we absolutely would do that.
So it would, I mean, would we normally have put that in a capital expense on our,
Absolutely.
any other? What? Jeff?
What happens with the computers that we, like, with the, you guys dispose of them, yeah?
We haven't addressed that yet. We haven't had an opportunity. We have every computer, since I started here, January 1st, 2005, we have every computer. We disposed of some of the older ones, of the older white boxes. Those went to sellers.
Dell offers recycling. Dell offers recycling.
That, we haven't addressed it because we hadn't foreseen that they're being replaced because we just didn't have the money.
I think we need to, I think your suggestion is very good. We need to get into this cycle of replacing these things and updating them just
Yeah.
because of the software and the requirements. These things will be crawling along, won't be able to perform any functions shortly.
Didn't the town, didn't we just run a recycling for, it wasn't for computers, or was it?
That was for the monitors and stuff. at the
No,
middle school.
monitors are a big problem, but
Yeah.
the computers are less of a problem.
I think they did, actually.
What?
They did this,
The school,
Oh,
schools?
yeah. No, these things are, some of them are older than.
Oh, no,
older
no, that's
than
not what I
older
meant,
than
okay.
old.
So are we gonna suggest that it be put into the capital budget?
Yeah, that's what,
I would
I would agree.
strongly endorse
Where it should
doing
be.
that,
yeah.
so that we get into the, it took us long enough to get to this stage. Now it's time, it's
Right.
important that we maintain it.
okay. And the service agreement extensions, those are an expense. Those are an expense.
Yeah, that would be an expense, and, yeah, I'm not sure that there's a benefit there.
I-
You know, I take the 3-year warranty that comes with the Optiplex and ride with the last 2 years. You know, and so what'll happen is, you know, replace a hard drive, it's $50-$60. Most of it's labor in terms of, and Dell doesn't pay for that. Right? They only replace the hardware.
I have to agree, that's the reason I had highlighted here in red, because it
Yeah.
is a candidate to be, is quite disposable.
Mhm.
It's a risk that I think we can take, as far as the computer's failing and covering it, because they are more reliable.
Yeah, you know, maybe you need to put some money in your budget for repairs.
Right, even if you're gonna
You've
sum it
got some
up.
experience too, so, you know, take a look at how many calls you've had and say, well, maybe we ought to have $1,000 or $2,000 or
Yeah,
something.
for
in the
outside
budget.
services, for outside repairs, and that way your time isn't necessarily tied up doing it.
Any other questions for?
Nope.
Thank you, Jane.
Thank you, Jane.
Thanks, Chief.
And what do we got, one more on here, administration? Greg? No, taking a break. I need to drink more water.
And
I'm just gonna wait a second.
Doing number 10 next, Greg?
Yes, tab number 10.
Did we have a handout? No. Sorry.
No,
10.
10.
10, Bob.
just number 10.
Yeah. So the increase is just in salaries?
Greg? Yeah, let me go through it. Tab number 10. The budget was put together before the board asked that youth services be separated as its own standalone department, so the difference in the salaries represents the fact that we're picking up the portion of the salary for the youth services director. So if you look at the difference in the salary, FY 2010 budgeted to FY 2011 level services, you'll see a difference of about $12,000.
And that's because Narissa had funded part
Right,
of that
and
salary last year.
It was partial year funding
Right,
that
it
was
was
received
from-
in town meeting.
July through October, right?
So that number has been built into the
Actually, no,
2010
that's
base, and the remaining piece of it is in the 2010 level services.
Okay, and as Steve has requested to move that,
Absolutely.
this will come off.
This will come out and it'll be shown separately, so that amount will return back down. The difference in the department head, level services and level funded is there's an amount that's included in my agreement with board that's shown in level services. Level funded is where my salary is at for this fiscal year, so that's what the difference is between the two numbers. The remaining portions of the budget would remain the same. One of the things I did want to spend a minute on is, typically I like to ask, where can we save? I've identified about $6,000 in things that we could save going forward. They will require some actions of the town and town meeting. For example, we print a town report every year. We spend $1,700 on printing the town report, and that's in the budget under the cost of printing. Excuse me, under professional services, we do include an amount for the printing of the town report every year, and that's what's in there. So again, we have to do that. It's an obligation, but if we were to have that available online and have copies of it available to residents in a simpler format, we could save potentially $1,700. A larger challenge has to do with the town meeting warrants. As you know, we produce a town meeting warrant every year. We mail it, we print it, and we mail it. We do all of that in paper copies. It's estimated that we have potential savings of about $4,000, $4,100, if we didn't have to print and mail our April and October town meeting warrants. We were to make copies that are available online, and then direct individuals who wish to have a printed copy that they could come to town hall and receive it. But without a change in the bylaw, we're stuck with those costs going forward. So that those, just in terms of my budget, that's a way of saving potentially $6,000, becoming more efficient in the process and really not offering any less in the way of services to the public, but we're stuck with a provision in the bylaw that says that we have to produce and mail a printed copy of the warrant to every resident in town. So we suggest that if we're looking at changes in the future, that might be what I would call low-hanging fruit.
Just a thought on that. If you're, excuse me, if you're sending the town meeting warrants by email, okay, to people who are willing to accept it that way.
No, he was, it's
Website
gonna
might
be
download.
a document you can download from the town
Download,
website.
okay, download, okay, no, I'll reverse that, okay. But if, specifically seniors would prefer to have it mailed to them, would it be a decent idea to have them, if they want to call in and say, would you please mail me one? And then we could just mail them one or something,
Be no problem with that
you
at all.
know?
We could set it up that, I mean, someone could either call or they could simply come to town hall if they
Right.
wanted to receive a copy. We could easily produce photocopies of the warrant and make it available to any resident that came in.
Yeah. I
We
mean,
could-
anyway, it's going to be a savings to the town.
We could even send out postcards to residents,
Right.
alerting them of the fact that the warrant is available and can be picked up. But again, there's a substantial cost involved in printing and mailing the books, and they seem like they get thicker every year.